Hey guys, it's Holly, and today I am going to give you some powerful, informative information on how to get your real estate license. I have a lot of people call me. I have been a realtor for 13 years, and I'm a business coach. I train people on mindset and success. So I have a lot of people reach out and say, hey, real estate looks really awesome. How do I do it? I have this conversation lots of times, so I thought it might be helpful if I record this information and then we can have it available for anybody who is looking. So if you are looking at getting your real estate license or thinking, that sounds fun, how do I do it? You're in the right place. First step is know what your state requirements are. So first thing you want to do, maybe before you actually get your license, talk to a few people, reach out to people that have their license and say, hey, you're an agent. How are you doing it? What's working? What's not working for you? What do you recommend? Which is wonderful when people call me. I love to get them excited about this amazing career choice that I have done for 13 years and succeeded in and loved. So I love to share that with people. I don't think any agent is going to be offended by that question. They may not have time to sit down with you, but it doesn't hurt to ask. So hopefully this video will answer a lot of those questions, and then you can get some other opinions from people in your area. So you talk to people, you decide, yes, this is what I want to do. First step is figure out what your state requires and find a company that teaches the course. You need, in Utah, every state is different. In Utah, it's 120 hours of class time. Every state is a little different. I know some states are a lot more than that. Utah used to be 60 hours, which is great, but it's doubled, which is still great. Good information. So you need to take the course, and that's going to cost you some money. I think they average between maybe $500 to $1,000, which really, to get licensed in a career, is amazing. So you're going to take the class, and then you have to take the test, which again you have to pay for. And once you get the test, you have a certificate that you can then go to the state and receive your license. Another fee to actually obtain your license. I think in Utah you're looking at around $200, $250, somewhere in there. It's been a little while since I got a new one, obviously, 13 years. So from there, you have a license, but you really can't do a whole lot with it yet until you join a board. You can practice real estate, but you won't have access to the MLS, and there's a lot of benefits with joining the local board as well as the National Board of Realtors, and those have fees as well. So starting something, don't just look at the class fees like, oh, $500. I think it's $750. There's one that I know around here, $750. That's not your only fee. You have to be prepared to invest a good amount of money into it. So you join a board. Our board, it's about $1,200 a year. And then, like I said, that gives you, I should look through the list of everything it gives you, but you're able to use the MLS, and that's $39 a month. So there's a lot of fees. And then you're going to have to get some key boxes and some signs and some cards and all those kinds of things to really get your business rolling. The positive is I have a lot of my same signs that I've had for quite a few years. I have changed companies a few times, so new signs, new cards, but that's pretty easy. And then before actually you can get signs, you need to talk to a broker. You can interview a lot of different brokers. I have had some people come to me that say, oh, that broker said they would hire me. Every broker is going to say they will hire you. They make money off of your commission. So really, you are hiring them. You are going to interview brokers that you feel like have things that they can offer you, ways that they help you, ways that they support you. Because really, if you're doing business and you are struggling in a certain area, or you have a question or you have a problem come up, they are who you go to for help. So make sure there's someone that you feel confident working with. Also, other companies, some companies that maybe charge a higher percentage of your commission. You close a transaction, that check goes to your company, and then they cut you back your part. So not all companies are created equal. Every company has a little different system, and you want to know, okay, the part that you're keeping, what do I get for that part? When I first started, I started at Coldwell Banker, and they were awesome. They provided so much training, so many different courses, a lot of opportunities to receive leads from the company. You pay an extra fee on those leads, but they do give you leads. They took a lot higher percentage of my commission. So when I was first starting out, I needed all that support and that training But now I don't need that or really have time for, well, shouldn't say have time for. I love training. I love learning new things, but I don't need the new agent type of training. So I'm at a different brokerage now that they take a flat fee. So every commission check that comes through, whether it's a $15,000 commission or a $3,000 commission, they just take a flat fee. So that's really great for me. They don't offer a whole lot. They don't really even have a computer. Well, they have a computer, but I don't really use the office stuff very much. I have my own system, my own computers. I do work from home a lot, so I use all that. I don't have a transaction coordinator there that inputs my listings. I do that myself. I do a lot on my own, so I pay a lot less to them, but they offer a lot fewer services. Whereas at Coldwell Banker, I just had to check a box on my listings that say, would you like a flyer? Yes. And they would design a flyer and create it for me and send it to me. So a little different now with where I am, but I also pay a lot less for it, so I can do my own thing. And when you've been in business for a long time, it is easier for me to do it that way because I know how I like things. So that's a couple things to think about, is interview a few brokers. Brokers are used to getting these calls and love getting these calls when you say, hey, I'm getting my license and I want to talk to you. I'm looking for somewhere to hang my license. Let me see what you have to offer. And really, it's just about that connection, where you feel comfortable working, how much time you're going to spend in the office, what else, what they offer as far as support and training and that kind of stuff. Another thing to pay attention to is some offices do charge a monthly fee. I don't even remember what they call it. One of the brokerages I went in, and it was like $200 a month, just additional, just to do anything. And they took it out of the first transaction you had that month. And if you didn't have one that month, it would roll over and roll over. So maybe you don't have any deals closed for 3 months and you get a $600 bill. I didn't love that, because being in real estate for 13 years, I've had 4 kids during this time. So there were definitely times that I would take a couple months off, and it wouldn't have fit very well with my life to be paying an office fee. I didn't like that at all. So I never went anywhere like that. But pay attention to what kind of fees you have and what they offer. And really, some offices offer so much, and some brokers are incredible. And some of them have a lot of fees that you have your split, and then you have a franchise fee, and then you have a transaction fee. So really interview and understand what you have there. Let's see, another thing that you want to keep in mind with a career in real estate, which real estate is incredible. I love it. I love that if I want to work harder, I can work harder and make more money. There's a downside to that sometimes too. If I work really hard, sometimes I don't get paid at all because deals fail or things don't always go the way I have planned. So you can work really hard and make nothing, but that's a commission kind of lifestyle. It's incredible. And I can also take time off. I don't have to check in with the boss. I don't have to have someone cover my shifts. This last year, my husband and I were both real estate agents. We took the whole month of December off. We just said, you know what? I don't really want to work a whole lot in December. Actually, that's not true. I did have a couple clients that I did minimal things with, but for the most part, I was home with my kids. When they had time out of school, we were together. If I had to show a house, it was, just an hour at a time. It wasn't a big deal. So I love the freedom of just doing whatever I want. I don't have to check in with anybody. It's really incredible. Having said that my husband and I are real estate agents, it took a while before he quit his job and worked with me, because we had all of our debt paid off and we had a big chunk in savings that we knew whatever happened, we can make $0 for a whole year and be totally fine. And that gave us a lot of comfort. And I think too, as a real estate agent, you operate different when you need money and you're looking at your clients as dollar bills versus knowing that if something happens with this house and they shouldn't buy it, it's not going to affect your family getting food on the table. I did have an agent that I was working with on a deal. He represented the buyer, I represented the seller, and they did the home inspection, and there were a couple things that were pretty big concerns. So I was talking to the agent, okay, what do you guys want to do? And he said, you know what, I'm just going to tell him to buy this house because I have $1,000 in my checking account right now, and I need to make my mortgage next month. So don't worry about it. We'll just go forward with it. He's like, I'm just going to tell him that these aren't big deals. And I honestly couldn't believe he said that. But his mentality was, they are my paycheck. They have to be my paycheck and not, I really want to help this client. So keep that in mind. If you are switching to a career in real estate, there will be times that you need to keep the client's best interest in mind, and you might not get paid. I have found that it always comes back around when I have clients that it happens. They say, you know what, maybe right now isn't the time to buy, or you know what, after looking at our finances and this happened or this happened, we're going to wait a while. And yeah, it kind of sucks when you're like, oh, I put so much time. We've looked at houses and now you're telling me you don't want to buy a house, or you want to move somewhere else, or whatever. Those times do suck. But more often than not, if I keep a great relationship with my clients, in a year they call me and say, hey, you know what? We've saved up some more. We want to buy a house. And it's happened before. They say, now we want to buy this bigger house. So my commission is more. And it's great. It doesn't always work that way. But I think if you always are concerned about taking care of the client, buying and selling homes is such a big deal and an emotional deal for people, that you are there as a support, not as a, what do they call it, like a piranha, just feeding on their money. Take care of your clients. Let me see what else I wanted to cover. I made a couple notes because I'm thinking, what do I always tell people? Another thing is you have the option of when you start, maybe you might find a team that you want to join. There's a lot of really great agents that are so busy and very successful that they've hired team. They've hired buyer's agents. So someone will call them with the team and say, hey, we want to buy a house, and they can feed you the lead. The benefit of that is you get a lot of experience by working with an established agent. You can see how they do things, how they run things. You have someone else to talk to besides just your broker, which if you're in a big office, your broker might not have time to just sit and talk to you. Whereas if you're on a team of maybe 5 people, that team lead is going to have a lot of experience and want to give you experience also, and want to train you and want you to do it right because their name is on it. So if you do a team, just know that more deals will probably come your way, but they also take a portion of that. The ones I've seen, buyer's agents only get half of that commission. So the team gets the other half. And then I'm not sure exactly how it works. Everyone's different, but sometimes you get your split taken on that half. So you'll make a lot less, but making less of a deal is a lot more than making 0 of a deal that you don't have. So that might be a great way for a lot of people. Another option is maybe going to work with a builder. I'm not as familiar with their pay structure, but the downside for me in a builder is a lot of times you have model homes that you have to sit in. So you have more structured hours and time commitments versus just being able to be available whenever. You can be in your office whenever. Benefit is you might be in a subdivision and you're going to most likely get paid on most of those lots in that subdivision. So a couple things to keep in mind with builders. And I think builders like experienced agents because experienced agents understand real estate terms and clients, and so it's not a bad idea to get started. If you are looking to get into real estate as a stay-at-home mom, that's a lot of the calls I get of people saying, hey, my kids are growing up, I want to do something, what should I do? Keep in mind that this career is so amazing because you can be so flexible, but you also really have to be flexible. If you have a listing and someone calls and says, hey, I want to see that house, when can I see it? You kind of got to call them back. You can't just clock out of the office at 5 o'clock every day. You know, you can't only work just when your kids are in school. So you've got to figure out a way to prioritize taking care of your clients and what they need. And the market right now in Utah, houses, if they go on the market, they are selling quick. You've got to get in there fast. You've got to make an offer fast. And if you say, oh, I really actually can't show you that house for a couple days, then you're not servicing your client very well. So keep that in mind, that you get to be so flexible, but sometimes you really have to be flexible. If you get a call from a client that wants to see a house and you know it's going to have 4 offers tomorrow, you've got to get them in that house. There have been times that, my kids, I do remember one time we had a family activity planned. We were like, let's go somewhere and let's go to the park. And I had a client call and there was an issue come up and I had to go meet with them and I took care of it. And I just told my kids, hey, mom's got to meet you guys after. And it was fine. I didn't like doing that, but more often than not, we do get to do those things. We get to take a lot of December off. We get to go on trips to Disneyland and do different kind of things because I don't have scheduled time. And when you work in whatever job, there's always things that you are going to have to rearrange. So keep that in mind. You know, there's times if you're working in an office that you're going to miss things just because you're in an office. So going into it knowing I need to be a little flexible for my clients. So I think that's it. This job, this career is incredible. Like I said, I've been in aging 13 years and I have really just loved every bit of it. I love being able to help my clients. I love seeing new homes. I love seeing clients through these really emotional, monumental times that they're changing their home, they're changing their friends, their location. It's really fun. It's a great career. So if you're thinking about getting your real estate license, just weigh out your pros and cons and what works for you. Have savings, have a plan, and do it. Go for it. I think you can do it. I know that you'll be great at it if you set your mind to it. And that's all I got for you guys. You can reach out anytime, shoot me an email, and I would love to answer any questions. Bye.